Talking Reds, Neil Atkinson and Craig Hannan. Craig, you had a pint last night. Grassy here, aren't I?
Yeah, you are a grass. I knew you'd do this immediately. I'm quietly losing my voice here. We did a bit of karaoke.
There was the quiz in here, Avenue HQ. We're in the Avenue, by the way, in the Ave.
We won it.
We won the quiz.
Yeah, we won the quiz.
Celebrations got out of hand, and you ended up in motel with what you're saying could be Liverpool's best night out at the minute.
I mean, I hesitate to say that just because it's seniors bar, and I don't like to give them too much credit.
Or indeed any.
But it's a live band play while you're doing karaoke, which is unreal, pretty much. You feel as if you're at Glastonbury when you're on that stage. Shout out to Josh Sexton, who did Justin Timberlake's Senorita. And it was unbelievable. Yeah. It's one of the best I've seen. I don't know how he held that. If that was me and I knew I could do Senorita like that, you would have known 3 years ago. Do you know what I mean?
There we are. Not for the first time, Josh Sexton bringing sexy back. Anyway, we need to talk about the Reds. Not need to. Really want to talk about the Reds. I'm so excited for Sunday, and I'm excited in loads of different ways. It'll be great, as John said yesterday to me on Friday's show. In many ways, it'll just be nice to get this game in hand out the way, so we all know where we are, because it's been sort of doing your head in. But just in general, I just think what a great opportunity, a great place to go and be top of the pops.
So many times down the years when we've coming into this fixture, that it's been roles reversed, hasn't it? So United have been going for the league, Liverpool have been going for fourth. I continually go through little waves of really excited, just can't wait to get to Manchester, then really nervous, absolutely dreading the fixture all round, and it's kind of sort of been both ways now I think about it. And I think this is probably the best Liverpool side I've seen go to Old Trafford, and we have the best chance. And if you look back at times when Liverpool have been in title races, look at 08, 09, look at 13, 14, we go there and we demolish them, and I'm hoping for the same again on Sunday.
I think it could be a terrific occasion, to be honest with you. And I think that demolishing, I think it might be a bit tight. I think there'll be a lot of Manchester United pressure first half an hour. I think they'll be sent out to do that. I look at that. I think both sides should be looking at Paris Saint-Germain in that. I think if I'm them, I'm looking at what happens when we go to Paris Saint-Germain and the way we get countered. And Paris Saint-Germain open us up a few times and put us under a lot of pressure early as well in that game, and then they hang on. And I think if it's us, we should be looking at when Paris Saint-Germain went there and won 2-0. I think that's they're the marker points, and Paris did have to hang on early against them, get to half an hour, but then they showed the class, they showed they were the better side, and we are the better side.
Yeah, PSG, watching that game was the game where I thought, we're going to have them, we're going to have these. And I think that you saw in that game the subs that they had to make because of injuries, Lingard and Martial, who apparently might be fit for the weekend. Shock horror there, by the way. But what happened when they both went off was that they had no pace in the wings, and then Paris were able to push up higher, they were able to take more risks. And I'd be interested to see whether they're on the bench, whether they do start at the weekend. If they do start, they can't be fully fit. But I'm just, it colour me shocked when it came out this morning that they might be fit when he'd said 2 to 3 weeks. I just knew that'd be the case.
I think they'll do everything they can to get Lingard on the pitch.
Yeah,
I think Martial, he might feel as though he's got options, he can sort something out, but I think he'll want Lingard's tactical nous, to be honest with you. Lingard's a clever player, he's very good at space.
Yeah, and I think, but then I think about it, and I think they've got more to worry about than we do, and I think that they'll be looking at the way we've played this year and how we've beaten teams, and they'll have to work that one out. And I think it's a real test for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think he gets to win against Spurs, and I think aside from that's been really the only big test.
They won the 2 cup games, haven't they? Chelsea and Arsenal, to be fair.
Of course, Chelsea, but Chelsea are look at Chelsea at the moment. They are, yeah.
We'll come and talk about them in the transfer ban in a minute. That's coming up. We'll get on to that in a second. But here's a little clip from the weekender for you.
I think a big part of them going there, I don't think they're saying this is just another 3 points in a title challenge and we just need to get this result. I think they're into the emotion of it. I think they're into the story. I think that's what Jurgen Klopp sells them in a way. I think he tells them this weekend, I think he tells them, you're going to go out, you're going to beat Man United, and you're going to be top of the league in a title challenge. This is where not only do you catch back up to City in terms of games played and overtake them again, but you take this massive psychological thing as well. This is where we all win. This is where everything comes together. This is the one. I think he really sells it to them as something huge here, where it can't get harder than this. If you can do this one, there's no more pressure on you than this. This is the most pressure you will feel on a game between now and the end of the season. The derby might be the same, the derby might be equal, but it won't be more. You've already played City. You've got Chelsea and Tottenham to come at home, but they're at home, everyone's on your side. This is the most intense you're going to feel it for 90 minutes between now and the end of the season. Revel in it. This is where you make yourselves heroes. This is where they're all going to be there in that away end for up to an hour after full time, and you get to go and dance in front of them. I think that's absolutely what he does. If it was me, that's what I'd play on, and I think the squad of players that we've got would love that as well. I think that's the way you speak to them. I think trying to pretend or suggest to them that it's of equal importance as the Watford game, or it's the same as Bournemouth or anything like that. They're too clever. They know too much about the club. They believe in the club too much to really believe that.
And they're going to be walking into a cauldron. You saw the way United fans were in the Chelsea way and the other night. They're a team now which have completely got their sort of their value. That they've got their club back by having Solskjaer. Exactly. Yeah. They've got everything they loved about Man United is now back, and they've got a manager who also believes in all those things about Man United. And for, like Dan says there, Klopp should be telling his players that. I guarantee you that Solskjaer will be telling his players that it's one of United's sort of remits in a season is to go and beat Liverpool, and all the sort of great sides that Solskjaer played for that we should have beaten Liverpool in a season as well. He's going to be drumming that into them, I think.
The Weekend are absolutely fabulous. Free show, so if you're watching this, it is free to download The Weekend. There's loads of stuff on there. I have a long chat with Rory Smith. We've got the look ahead to Man United, and we have a look back at Bayern in amongst some work that John did up in a music project in Anfield. That's really, really good indeed. And he went to the Red Neighbours event also in Anfield. That is all in there in that Weekender show. Can't recommend it highly enough. Also did the Friday show, John Gibbons, Steve Graves and Dan Morgan talking loads of sense about Man United. We also had Andy Thompson on that as well, talking about Man United. And then we got into some wider sort of footballing issues, even around kick-off times and stuff like that. That is the Friday show. Later on today, there'll be team talk after the manager's press conference. Gareth Roberts hosting that for us. We'll have AFQ. The point about this is that you subscribe to the Anfield app and you get absolutely everything you need for your Liverpool coverage all over the place. £5 a month for that. But we do occasionally talk about other teams. We talk about other teams from a Liverpool perspective, and I'll tell you what, a Chelsea transfer ban's a laugh, isn't it?
I mean, I've been thinking, like, Chelsea are really interesting in that they've got this manager that when they brought them in, I thought, you know what, I like what he did at Napoli there. I like how they played football, the sorry ball and all of that. He's come in, it's not really happened for him. They get Pulisic and I'm thinking, okay. And then this happens and it's all a bit mad. It just seems to be chaos after, just basically mad things happen at Chelsea, which I'm into whenever it's not our football club. I like sitting watching things like this from afar. And I think it's really interesting to see what way Chelsea go in terms of, does Abramovich just pack it in? And
there's loads of bits of this. What is that they can appeal? So it may not be this summer. If they appeal, they'll likely kick it past this summer because the appeals process takes some time. That's the first thing, whether that's successful or not. There's also the fact that they've got 40 players on loan. So they can freshen that squad up, they can bring some lads in. They've also got this half-decent youth system that, for instance, gets them people like Hudson-Odoi, who looked a good player last night playing for them.
Seemed ready to sell.
It may or may not have been going, but now he probably won't. It's like, the thing I quite like about all big clubs really in different ways is there's always, like, you're always left with an angle, and then with this one you end up with your one, which is there's a point where Abramovich goes, can't be bothered. Can't be bothered.
It's not as if they've spent massively over the past couple of transfer windows, and you see the calibre of player that they've been bringing in, like that transfer window where they bring in Drinkwater and Barkley and all. Like I'd have signed Ross Barkley just to have him, just to annoy the other half of the city, really. But it was just like it just seems to be. It doesn't feel like the Chelsea that I sort of grew up watching under from the beginnings of the Abramovich era, and I wonder what they do this summer if they do. Do they stockpile? Do they just bring in loads of players?
If they manage to delay the thing,
If I'm a footballer and they're of that calibre, they're in that top bracket, and I'm looking at Chelsea, am I really thinking, oh yeah, that looks like an exciting prospect to go and play there, because it all just seems mad. But yeah, I'm happy enough.
It's absolutely hysterical. I can't work it out. It throws open, for instance, is it a smart move to sell Hazard? Are they then suddenly saying to Real Madrid, if they want Hazard, actually we've just whacked another 30 million on the price because we've got this thing hanging over us? Griezmann, for instance, stayed at Atletico when that all went off. I'm very, very fascinated by it. There's always something mad about to happen in Premier League football at the minute, but there is mostly this weekend. I'm going to put you on the spot.
Prediction?
Yeah.
I mean, my prediction changes every single hour, probably, in the build-up to this game. I think Liverpool win, and that's me being positive, but I do think they win. I think this is the best side that I can remember going to Old Trafford, and I'm going to say 1-0. I think it's going to be a tight one. It's going to be a nervy one. I think Liverpool are going to have to take their chances. I think we're going to have to bide our time. I think it'll be one of these where we bide our time, and then in the second half we see us really sort of prosper in the game. And 3 points is all I want. I don't care how it is. Even better if it's some mad sort of offside goal at the end or something like that. That's how I want it. But just 3 points, please, Reds.
Craig wants 3 points. I think Liverpool 2-0. Mo Salah with a brace, one just before half time, and then another one as we approach the hour mark. Some Manchester United pressure then comes on, but by the last 10, Liverpool are having a party. They know they're top of the Premier League, and you can enjoy it with the Anfield wrap.
You got me so excited there. My head's just falling off at the idea of having a party for 30 minutes. I'm in row 1, seat 1. By the way,
you're in row 1, seat 1.
Yeah, row 1, seat 1. I've never seen that on my ticket before, and I just clocked it this morning. I'm going to have a big party in row 1, seat 1 for the last half an hour when Liverpool are 2-0 up.
That's the one that we're looking for. Listen, I mentioned all the shows there, so much stuff, and there'll be loads and loads of post-match stuff as well after Manchester United. There'll be a post-match pint. The preview, by the way, video will be available for you. There'll also be, obviously, the post-match show on the audio, and then we'll be getting into Monday when we'll have the review. It'll be the absolute business coming and going. No matter what the result is, this is what it is to be in a title challenge. This is what you're in all of this for. Everyone who's tense, everybody's worried about it. No. Would you be happier if you were where Man United are? Pressure off, cruising maybe to a 4th place finish and hoping for the best in the FA Cup. You might sleep better, but that's a worse reality. Our reality is better. We're getting less sleep, but we're going out more often. Look at Craig Hannan for that. I've done a podcast with Reds Bet, through Reds Bet, if you want to listen to that, with Steve Armstrong, talking about the cities of Manchester and Liverpool. And oddly, in Avenue HQ, there's a book, a fictionalised version of the Archers radio play from 1987 to the year 2000. I wanted to share that with you. It's absolutely crackers that this thing exists. That is everything you need on your Anfield Wrap Talking Reds today. Let's all go and do karaoke on Sunday night.